All right, let's talk about resources. I'm not just talking about what's shooting in film and TV. I'm talking about every aspect of your life that's going to contribute to you being able to earn a living. Whatever the region you're in, will be some variances in what's available to you. For instance, if you're in a small town, there might not be as much theater work as you want. Obviously, if you want to do Broadway, you need to be in New York. If you want to do film and television, well, you can be almost anywhere. But there are centers, or I should say different cities, that film different things depending upon what their main focus or their niche is. And so you need to understand that for yourself. So before we define your revenue sources, which you will do in another module, right now what I want you to do is define what your opportunities are. What lies for you in your region? What opportunities in film, television, theater, industry-related jobs, because I'd rather you not work as a waiter, I'd rather you work in the industry. And most actors aren't trained to do this. Most actors don't come out of school going, I'm going to work for a production company. They're thinking, I'm going to work as a waiter because I'm an actor. And I'm not really a big fan of that. I want you to work in the industry you love. I want to contribute to you earning a living, doing what you love. So we need to research. And how do you do that? Well, the web is a fantastic resource. You've got production companies, you've got organizations, unions, the casting directors, the agents, everything you want to find is pretty much online. Then you can take it to another step, another level, which would be sitting down with an industry professional or an experienced person in the industry, take them out for coffee, talk to them, find out what goes on here and how it works here, and what have they learned that they can help save you some time. It's just going to cost you a coffee. Most actors love to give other actors advice. So what I'll warn you is that make sure you understand who you're talking to. Don't take one person's advice as the word, because there are many different opinions, and even a successful actor doesn't have all the information that you're going to need. But however, I would recommend that if you're going to interview an actor and ask for information or help or guidance, I would say sit down with this successful artist. But again, it's going to depend on what's available in your region, and you need to know first what that is. And by researching that, you're going to save yourself a lot of frustration. I want you to earn a living doing what you love. So by identifying the resources on the web that are going to allow you to tap into keep your thumb on the pulse of what's going on, it's important that you do that for the specific region that you are in. Sometimes actors, well, for instance, casting directors in different cities sometimes use different breakdown services. Like there's breakdown services, casting workbook in Canada. There's something in UK as well, I'm sure. You need to find out what is the one that's primarily used, or sometimes there are several, and it also varies from non-union to union. You need to understand what those sites are. Yes, you need to be doing some research for yourself to find roles for yourself, but you also need to be able to understand how to facilitate things for you, maybe to make your life easier, more effective, more efficient. So I'm always a fan of getting an agent. Agents are your business partner, and an actor with an agent has a much greater advantage over any actor without an agent. So that is going to be one of the first things you're going to need to do as well, is be thinking about getting an agent, but we'll talk about that later in the program. But for now, do the research on what's going on. Find out who the movers and the shakers are. There's nothing worse than I go to events and I'll be there and I'll look around and I'll go, oh my God, these are all sellers. And what I mean by that, sellers are somebody who's looking for a job. Most actors are looking for a job. Most crew people are looking for a job. See, this is a relationship business. So you need to start thinking about hanging out with people who are actively working. It's almost like hunting. If you want to fish salmon, you got to go where the salmon swim, not where the trout are, right? And it's the same thing here. Too many actors get themselves caught up in being comfortable because they hang out with a group, they're clicked, and they're feeling good about themselves because they're with a certain group and things are good. They feel safe. Well, that's nice and everything, but it's not necessarily going to help your career. I was talking with an actress in the program a couple months ago, and she happens to be located in New York. And she mentioned that she has this fantastic class. She's learning a lot. Things are great. I said, fantastic. I said, she was mentioning, I want to get an agent. I said, great. Let's talk about the actors in your class getting an introduction to one of their agents. And she goes, well, nobody in the class has agents. And I went, really? You might want to change acting classes. Not because the class isn't good, but it's about building relationships. And I hate to say it, but winners hang out with winners. So, I want you to be successful. I want you to hang out with successful people. And it's about not being comfortable. It's about understanding that you need to develop these relationships. So you need to find out who they are. Who are the people that get stuff done? What are the organizations that have a direct influence on what gets done? Which production companies do the most work? Can you work for one of these companies? Can you somehow align yourself? With Facebook and LinkedIn and things like that, we'll talk about it in another module about promotion, but you can use these wonderful resources to connect to people and say, if you're going to work, actors do this all the time. They'll work for free on a film, spend their whole weekend either on a crew as a crew member or as an actor in a film that they're not getting paid for. And they say, well, it's great for my reel. Well, okay, if it's great for your reel, that's fine. But if it's a character you've already played, and this is just because you want to work, you got to be careful about that because it's actually costing you money. You'll say, well, no, it's not costing money. I'm just not getting paid. Well, hold on. You probably paid for your transit there. You probably paid for your lunch. You probably paid for your coffee. It's costing you money. And also, it's costing you time. And I'll say this over and over again in almost every module. Time is not money. You can earn more money. You can never get your time back. You need to spend it wisely. So invest your time into doing some research. Find out who gets stuff done. There are many, many groups, but there are so many of these groups that get nothing done. Find out find out the people and the resources that are going to help you be a part of that group that gets things done. So download the PDF. There's a list of resources that'll give you ideas about where to search, websites about where to search in some of the major regions throughout North America. Check them out. And then use the checklist that's provided there to identify the other resources that are going to be able to help you build the life that you want and earn a living doing what you love. And then, like always, with all your resources that are online that you download, send us a copy at mysuccess@actoradvantageprogram.com. Right? mysuccess@actoradvantageprogram.com. We would love to potentially go over this with you sometime, and we'd love to see how you're doing. So, with love, I'll tell you, download the PDF and enjoy the module, complete the action items, and congratulations on being one more step closer to achieving your dreams and earning a living doing what you love in show business. There's never been a better time to be in show business.